What's up, YouTube? Back at it again. My name is James, and welcome to my channel where I create kings and queens through financial literacy. And like I always say, in order to build your kingdom, you need to have a strong financial foundation. So if that's something you think you like, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and share this for others to learn, all right? And like I tell, like the subject I've been on for the most part has been velocity banking. And right now, what I want to talk about is how velocity banking actually works, right? With actual numbers. Just a quick example, quick video, and then I'll get into how to use it to pay off debt and everything, right? So first things first, get our 4 numbers down. Our income, expenses, our debt, and our cash flow. And this scenario will make it easy. Say we have $2,000 monthly income, right? $2,000, right? And let's say we have monthly expenses of $1,500, right? Mind you, the expenses include a savings account as well. So if you're saving money, please include that in your expenses. That's cell phone bills, car payments, student loan payments, any type of monthly payment you make, mortgage payments, that's included in the expenses. For this example, $1,500, right? And let's say your debt is whatever your debt is. It's $10,000, right? I know that may seem like a small debt, but let's just use $10K for now. Right? At whatever interest, let's say 5%. Cash flow is $500 because 2,000 minus 1,500. I'm sorry about my clearing of my throat. Right? Now, let's say our line of credit that we have, because that's what you need in order to do velocity banking, is a debt weapon, debt tool, debt asset. Heard all the names. All right. Let's say our line of credit is for $5,000. Let's say 10%. And I'm only writing like that so you can see it on the board. All right. So what does it do? What does velocity banking teach? So what I would do is I would take my 5K and apply it to my debt of 10,000, but not the whole 5,000. What I do, first of all, is multiply my cash flow by 12. Why by 12? That's how many months there are in 1 year. So with that, I get 6,000. You're gonna see me use the $500 cash flow example a lot because that's a good number, size number to start with, right? I know a lot of people are probably gonna be lower, and there actually may be a lot of people that might be way above, you know, and that are still trying to learn this or that would benefit from this information. So I like to use 500 because that's a nice little benchmark, right? So what I do is I go to my 10K debt now. We're trying to pay this off as fast as possible. So I would take not the whole 5K because you never want to max out a line of credit. Never. What I would suggest is taking out let's say 60%, right? 60% of 5,000, you take out 3,000. I hope I'm not getting cold. I feel like I am. Right? We take out 3,000. And that's our debt. Right? When we take out that 3, our debt goes down to $7,000. And we borrowed that $3,000 at a cost, right? what you would do is you take the 3,000, you multiply it by 10%, then you divide that answer by 365. Why? Because lines of credit are calculated with simple interest, meaning daily interest. You'll hear periodic or variable. That means every single day you are being charged interest. So when you take out the 3,000, every day you have that 3,000 out of the line, you are getting charged a daily interest of 3,000 times 10 divided by 365, right? So whatever that number is, add that. Just keep that in mind, that that's what you're borrowing that 3,000 at the cost of daily, right? So now our debt is down to 7K. So what we do is, to bring the 3,000 back to 5,000, when we take that out, we're left with $2,000 left in a line of credit. When we chunk that 3,000 out, right? When we subtract the 3,000 from the 5 of the line of credit, we're left with $2,000. Now, what we do is we put in our whole income of 2K into the line of credit, into the 2,000, right? The whole 2K. 2,000 of income. Right? $5,000 line of credit to start off with at 10%. When we take out our 3, we're left with 2. We take our whole $2,000 income monthly, put it into the line. That brings our line all the way back up to 4,000. Right? Now you're like, well, I have monthly expenses. You still have to pay for everything you have to pay for throughout that month. So as those bills come up, as those expenses come up, even the savings, you take it out of the line. So now you take out, in this scenario, the $1,500. Right? When you do that, that leaves you with the line of $2,500. Right? Because your cash flow stayed inside the line. The line went from 2,000 at the beginning of the month when you took out the 3K, and then at the end of the month it got brought back up to 2,500 because you put in every paycheck that month that you received into that line, right? 2K of income, right? I hope this isn't too confusing. Let's make it a little bit better. 2K of income, right? Yeah, that looks better. You put in $2,000 of your income, and then you take out your $1,500 of expenses. So the 2,000 brings the line back up to 4,000, and then the 1,500 that you take out because you use it, you take the money from your line of credit, transfer it over to your checking account, and you use the money that you were going to use anyway, right? 1,500 leaves you with a line of 2,500. That's for the first month. Second month after that brings the balance up to 3,000. Third month after that brings the balance up to 3,500 because your $500 line of credit, cash flow, I'm sorry about that. Your $500 cash flow is paying down your line of credit. So at the end of 6 months, your line of credit is back up to $5,000. Why? Because 3,000 divided by 500 is 6. So every time you put in your $3,000 chunk, every 6 months, you'll pay down this line. right? So in the first 6 months, your balance, in the first month, your balance, when you make your $3,000 chunk payment onto your debt of $10,000 in the first month, is $7,000. Now, as you pay down your monthly payment on this debt, whatever this monthly payment is, let's just say it's $100 for this monthly payment on this debt, right? $100 of a monthly payment after your line gets paid down in the 6 months. So $600 gets taken out of the 7. That brings that to 64, right? Stick with me. 6 months after making $100 payments, that brings your debt balance to $6,400, right? Do the math of debt. And you know your line of credit is back at zero. Well, back at 5,000, it's zeroed out, right? You don't owe anything back on it because 6 months of you doing your 500, just leaving your $500 cash flow in there, zeroed back out to $5,000. So what you do is you chunk another 3,000 at the 64. Mind you, at a cost, whatever this is a daily cost. So let's just say for this line of credit, it may have cost you, please, this is not the correct math, so don't actually quote me. I'm just gonna highball it. Let's just say it cost you $1.80 a day to take out that line of credit, to take out the 3,000 from the line of credit, right? So let's just say $1.80 a day, $1.80, $2, so $60. Let's just say $60 a month it costs you to take out your 3,000 max, right? So we're going to another chunk of 3K, right? I'm gonna bring this up now. This is 6 months in. This is still in the first year, right? The month 1 out of $10,000 debt, we brought our balance down 7,000, and then 6 months of making monthly payments on our 7,000, running our income and expenses through our line, we got left with a balance. Running our income and our expenses through our line to pay down our line of credit, to pay down our chunk payment that we made. That's why we're running both of these through the line of credit, right? We're left with a balance after 6 months, $6,400, right? Because we were making $100 payments, 6 months. Now we chunk again because this is zeroed out. We know our line of credit is back at 5,000, zeroed out. We're not paying anything on it. Now we take out another 3K. Now this one, the debt is brought in month 6 to 3,400. Month 6, right? Then we do the same thing again. We run our income and our expenses through our line. We zero out our line again, right? We bring it back to 5,000. Month 12, this balance would be 2,800. Why? Because we're still making $100 payments monthly, right? So another 6 months, this is brought to 2,800, And now it's monthly payments, right? So $3,400 in month 6. But so yeah, like I said, in month 6 it's $3,400. 6 months out, right? 6 monthly payments out, right? These are 6 monthly payments. That's why you get the 600. Now your debt in December of this same year, let's say you started in January with 10,000. Now your debt in December is 3,400 minus 600. So you're left with a $2,800 debt. Right? And we know we have our line zeroed out again because this is the 12th month now. This is month 12 over here, where our debt is 28. So we started off the year with $10,000 in debt. We knew we can make $100 monthly payments. Knowing that, though, we would have paid high interest payments, right? We're trying to offset the interest payments on this $10,000, 5% interest, right? So month 12, we bring this balance from the 10K all the way to 28. Our line of credit is zeroed out again, right? Because this is month 12, 6 months out of putting in our income, taking out our expenses, leaving in our cash flow. That brought it back to zero, $5,000, right? The $3,000 we owed is now back to zero, right? So now our line is back at 5. We have a $2,800 debt payment. What are we gonna do? We're just gonna pay the whole thing off. Now, this is paid off completely. Let's say from our line, we take out the whole $2,800 completely. Line of credit. This is line of credit right here, right? Now we are debt free. $0 debt. Whoa. Not debt free. Not yet. We are debt free on our amortized debt, right? Because we still owe the $2,800 on the line of credit. But now, instead of a $500 cash flow, we have a $600 cash flow because we are no longer making this monthly payment of $100. So our expenses go from $1,500 down to $1,400. Am I right? So how many times does 6 go into 28? 4.6 months. Your line of credit would have been paid off because now, instead of a $500 cash flow, you now have a $600 cash flow. And so, in 4.6 months, your line of credit would have been zeroed out. So 12 months plus 4.6 months, that gives you, so let's say 17 months max. Worst case scenario. That's not including a raise. That's not including you getting extra money. That's just you working your regular job. For 17 months, you would have been debt free. From your line of credit would have been back at 5,000. Mind you, they probably would have raised you. Within this 17-month span, that 5,000 is probably going to go to 10 because you're showing them that you know responsible finances, right? So in 17 months, you're debt free and probably, most likely, if you call them, gonna get an increase on your line of credit. And that's what Velocity Banking teaches. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing. You can slow the video down, pause it, watch it again. Ask questions down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I hope you have fun doing this, right? I hope you enjoy this. And we'll talk soon. Take care.